From Heap Field on the campus of St. Paul's School in Covington, it's the best of high school baseball as Crescent City Sports is proud to bring you the outstanding contest this evening. The opening of a weekend series as the Holy Cross Tigers take on the St. Paul's Wolves. And a pleasant good evening to you. Ken Trahan, joined by the coach, Danny Ream. Great to have him back with us as we come to you from a storied facility and 2 storied programs to do battle tonight in the first of a 3-game series. And I find this to be extremely intriguing. Danny, great to have you with us. Bottom line is that this is the format that we see in the playoffs. And these 2 coaches, in their infinite wisdom, Mick Nunez and Eddie Canizero, said, you know what? Let's try to prepare for what happens in the postseason by playing top-flight competition. Not worried about the fact that you might see each other down the road. Not worried about the fact that you might lose. Let's just play, get great competition, and prepare for the postseason. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great idea that these coaches came up with because you're in the playoffs in Division I. Everybody knows you're there, so really the regular season becomes preparation for that point in time down the road. And to give your players a taste of what is going to take place when the season is on the line, when championships are being won, is a great idea. So hats off to these coaches for thinking outside the box and you know, showing us a little, you know, college baseball type series weekend here in the regular season. As
for the teams, you've got yourself a couple of hot teams. Holy Cross has won 5 in a row. The Tigers are 11-3 on the season under Andy Canizero in his second year. The former St. Paul's star who returns home, which is great to see him back home here at St. Paul's. Of course, former Tulane star, played in the majors, graduated from St. Paul's in 1997, former LSU assistant and head coach at Mississippi State. Andy Canizero is a really good man, and I think he was an outstanding hire.
Oh, absolutely. For an 18-year-old baseball player to be able to be coached every day by Andy Canizero is a heck of a thing for these Holy Cross Tigers. Just so much knowledge, so much experience, a guy that's been out there and done it, and I'm sure these Holy Cross players are really thrilled that they're playing for Andy Canizero as a high school baseball player.
Speaking of experience, Mick Nunez, goodness gracious, Mick, a 1998 graduate of St. Paul's, has been coaching at St. Paul's since 1996, his 22nd year as head coach. 27th overall as a coach here at St. Paul's.
Yeah, he's done a great job of having these guys in the thick of it year in and year out. You know, back when it was normal 5A and everybody was mixed together, St. Paul's was a force to be reckoned with, and obviously in Division I that's only increased because of only having 12 teams in that division. I mean, they're right down at the last 2, 3, 4 teams every year now.
When you look at the way these teams have played, we mentioned the win streaks, and of course you've got players of great magnitude on these teams. Holy Cross with Tulane commits, guys that will play for the Green Wave, and Gavin Schultz and Chandler Welch, who's pitching today for Holy Cross. Lance Lobb heading to southeastern Louisiana. Josh Orr heading to Loyola. And on the St. Paul's side of things, Connor Simon is signed with LSU, but unfortunately he's got a fracture and he had surgery and he won't be playing. But he will heal up and he will have a chance to play on the college level. Matthew Russo, who signed with Southern Mississippi, and Kane Anderson, who's pitching tonight, the sophomore, who's already committed to LSU as a sophomore. He's pretty special.
Yeah, he is. He's a really special arm for his age to be a sophomore and already committed to the LSU Tigers. That says enough. You don't need to listen any more from us. I mean, that's a heck of a statement to make at that grade level. So we're in for a good one tonight. I mean, you've got big-time college baseball signees sprinkled across both of these rosters, and I expect this to be a good one.
Holy Cross won the 2A state title in 1944, beating S.J. Peters 5-4. Won the 3A state title in 1969, beating Chalmette 4-1. Lost in the 4A title game in 1987 to Rummel 10-7, and lost in the 4A title game in 2012 to Trillions Catholic 11-1. St. Paul's has, of course, won a couple of state championships in 1999 under Rick Malden, who's here tonight. Great to see Rick earlier. And, of course, the Wolves are the quote-unquote reigning or most recent champion in Division I, because last season got canceled and the Wolves had won the state championship in 2019, beating Rummel 7-1 in the state title game. Players are at the baselines as we speak. We'll have the starting lineups coming up, but first we'll have the invocation to be followed by our national anthem here this evening.
Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. This evening on the Feast of St. Joseph, 2 very similar teams meet on this field, with 2 French traditions of Catholic education coming together as well. The brothers of the Christian schools with our faith in the presence of God and zeal to touch the hearts of our students. The brothers of the Holy Cross with confidence in the cross, our only hope, and zeal to make God known, loved, and served. Through the intercession of St. Joseph, the patron of both our congregations, may our Lord continue to bless and protect both of our schools and our teams, our boys and our families, our coaches and our umpires. Keep us wise and well as we move through yet another year of this pandemic. Keep our players safe and healthy, our fans positive and polite. And please, Lord, let us finish this season well and complete this school year with some sense of normalcy. St. Paul and St. Joseph, our patrons, pray for us. St. LaSalle and Blessed Morrow, our founders, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever.
Along with Danny Ream, I'm Ken Trahan. Chip Merritt, Matt Merritt taking care of business for us here this evening for CrescentCitySports.com. Starting lineups, first of all, for the Tigers of Holy Cross under the direction of Andy Canizero at 11-3. Leading off at shortstop, Gavin Schultz. Batting second in left field, Davis Stevens. The third hole hitter and third baseman, Josh Orr. Cleanup hitter, second baseman, Jace Kaufman. Hitting fifth in right field, Todd Canatella. Sixth hole hitter and catcher is Colin Cure. Batting seventh and pitching, Chandler Welch. Hitting eighth, the DH, Max Lejarny. Batting ninth in center field is Brody Forstall. And at first base, not batting, is Andrew Bradley. Schultz, Stevens, and Orr. Kaufman, Canatella, and Cure. Welch, Lejarny, and Forstall with Bradley at first base. For the Wolves of St. Paul's, under the direction of Mick Nunez. Leading off in pitching is Kate Anderson. Hitting second, the catcher, Steven Spalita. Trent Kayami, the shortstop, hits third. It's Matthew Russo, the cleanup hitter and first baseman. Brian Lee is the DH, batting fifth. Cooper Winchester in left field, hitting sixth. Batting seventh at third base, Hunter Corras. Hitting eighth in right field, Aiden Barrios. Batting ninth in center field is Kevin Buturi. And playing second base and not batting is Cade Lanou. Again, it will be Anderson, Spalita, Kayami, Russo, Lee, and Winchester. Corras, Barrios, and Buturi, with Lanou playing second base. The left-hander, Cade Anderson, taking his warm-up toss as well. Danny, when you look at a guy like this and you see what he's got for a future, you can't help but drop your jaw a little bit. Pretty special for a sophomore, a left-hander at that who can throw hard, who already has LSU in his back pocket.
Yeah, that speaks volumes right there. You said it, LSU already got him locked up this early, so you could see just now in his warm-up pitches, this is the first time I've seen him throw in person, but you could see the zip on the fastball just in his warm-ups, and then obviously as a left-handed pitcher, he's really going to curtail the running game that Holy Cross, they like to be aggressive, so against a left-handed pitcher, you really got to be careful there, so it'll be good to see how Coach Canizero plays that as the game goes on.
Gavin Schultz leads it off. First pitch, check swing to second base. Fielded easily on a hop by Lanou. One pitch, one out. We're underway at 6:02, and that's an easy start for Anderson, who will sit in the mid to upper 80s already as a sophomore and a left-hander at that. Schultz, the Tulane commit is out on one pitch, and here's Davis Stevens, the left fielder, who's having a great season at .478 with a homer and 25 RBI. They've only played 14 games, and he shoots this to center and well. Center fielder with a beat on it. And Buttery makes the catch for out number 2. Got a good read on it. Good contact by Stevens, but 2 pitches and 2 outs.
You took the words out of my mouth. A great start for Anderson. Pitching to contact, 2 pitches, 2 outs. But boy, did Stevens get into that one. That was hit about as well as you can hit it, right at the center fielder.
Josh Orr, the third baseman, at .470 for the Loyola commit with a homer, 14 driven in. Open stance right side. You knew he was going to take a pitch, and it's just down for a ball, so no record tied here. 1-0 the count. Anderson's numbers are off the charts. If he gives us a chance to tell you, we'll let you know what they are. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. And that's right down the middle for a strike. 1-1. Kate Anderson, 4-0 with a 0.27 earned run average in 6 appearances with a save. More on that in a moment. Here's the 1-1. Jammed him, and he fists it down the line beautifully. Great job of pulling the hands in. Or down the line will have a stand-up double. And the Tigers have their first hit of the game. Loyola commit Josh Orr with a ringing double to left. Gotta love the way he pulled his hands in, Danny.
Yeah, he turned on that pitch and got enough of it to get it down the line for a double there. One interesting thing I'll point out is we mentioned how quick things were going for Anderson. When that count went 1-0 just now, Andy Cannizzaro flashed a 1 to Orr, which meant take a pitch right there. So he was trying to make him throw a few more pitches in this inning because it was going far too easy.
Jace Kaufman, the second baseman, cleanup hitter, .368, no homers, 9 driven in. Fast strike from Anderson to get ahead. With that record of Anderson, listen to these gaudy numbers. 26 innings, only 5 hits, 1 run earned, 5 walks, and 47 strikeouts in 26 innings. Hello.
That's pretty impressive.
0-1 the count, pitch on the way. There's a line drive, base hit left field. Runner's going to be sent. There's a play at the plate. The throw is there, and he is out at home plate. Good throw by Winchester to Spalita. Nails Orr at the plate. A 7-2 put out to end the first inning. And in the inning for the Tigers, no runs on 2 hits. No errors in 1 left, so we go to the bottom of the first. Already an exciting start with no score here at Heap Field. Pretty good stuff, Danny. The obvious thought process for Holy Cross and their approach to Anderson is to swing early in the count. They see the walk numbers being low, and they're out there to swing the bat.
Yeah, he's a guy that's around the zone, and they're aggressive. I mean, that was, look, I mean, St. Paul's probably feels good, obviously, about getting out of that without giving up anything. But Holy Cross hit the ball extremely hard. Stevens with the liner to center, or with the double down the line, and then Kaufman right there with the laser out in the left. Being aggressive early in the game, I didn't think he was going to make it, and he didn't. But obviously trying to set the tone and being aggressive there by sending the runner with 2 outs.
Now the Tigers on the field. Stevens left, Forstall center, Canatella right with Orr at third, Schultz short, Kaufman second, Bradley at first. It's Cure catching, and the Tulane commit Chandler Welch is on the mound for the Tigers. Welch will feature the fastball slider, has a changeup slider, probably his best pitch. Works off of that. About 82, 84 with his fastball. Welch on the year 1-2, a 4.81 earned run average in 3 appearances, 16 innings and 15 hits allowed, 11 runs earned. He's walked 5, struck out 16, another strikeout pitcher. And Welch, the right-hander on the mound. Seen him before, Danny. He's a good one.
Yeah, he is. And whenever you can throw a good slider at the high school level, really at any level, you're going to have a chance to win a lot of games on the mound. And that being his key pitch is going to make it tough on these St. Paul's hitters.
Holy Cross in their navy blue chops with the old gold numerals. Navy blue caps, old gold print, white pants. St. Paul's in their pinstripe home whites with their royal blue numerals and their yellow gold tint. A couple of good color combinations here. Love to tell that story all the time. Of course, you can see that very well here at CrescentCitySports.com. Lights are on here at Heap Field. Another interesting dynamic of this facility, as we know, having done games here many times, is you'll have some fans gather behind the outfield fence and watch, as we see here going on as we speak. Ready to roll with Kate Anderson to lead it off. If you wondered about Anderson being a good pitcher, well, he's an awfully good hitter too. .432 with a homer, 9 RBI for Anderson. Not a bad two-way player, right?
Not at all. It's pretty impressive for only being a sophomore to have this kind of impact at the varsity level.
First pitch, chop right side toward the hole. Nice diving stop. And threw him out. Kaufman with an excellent play. Going to his glove side for out number one. Some aggressive offenses early in this game.
They're not waiting around. They're pushing the issue. They're coming out swinging. They know, both pitchers are good, so they're going to be around the zone. They're going to be throwing strikes. If you get something good early, you better hit it, because if they get ahead, that's when they get to go to their better stuff. So both of these teams being very aggressive.
First pitch wanted to go, checked on it being up and in. Steven Spalita, the catcher, 161, no homers, 2 RBI. 1-0 to Spalita. Next pitch, down, and it's 2-0. Play him straight up defensively. 2 balls and no strikes. Flags are pretty still in center field, so really no wind to contend with on a nice cool evening on the North Shore. Pitch is down the middle. It's 2-1.
Good fastball there from Welch to get back in the strike zone. It's the name of the game. Be in the zone. Let those guys behind you play.
2 balls and 1 strike. And a swing and a pop-up. Straight up. Second baseman waiting for it. Kaufman has made the first 2 putouts. He handles that one off the bat of Spalita. And now we'll get Trent Kayemi to the plate.
Number 6, Trent Kayemi.
343 hitter with a homer and 13 driven in for the right-handed swinger. Right-handed hitter. First pitch from Welch in the dirt. It's 1-0. And Chandler Welch on his way to Tulane. When done at Holy Cross. Kayemi waits, calls time as Welch took a little bit of time there. Slows this down slightly. We haven't said that yet in this game. The way it's progressed here in the first. There's that slider, which is the pitch he needs. That's his out pitch. And if he has that pitch and has command, he's going to be really tough. If he doesn't, then maybe not.
Yeah, if they can sit on the fastball, that's where he would get in trouble. So he's got to make sure he's got his other pitches working.
Chop towards short. Schultz, good hands, good arm. Got him. Inning over. Nothing across each team. In the first, we've played 1 from Heap Field. There is no score. And a good start by both teams on the defensive side. Holy Cross swinging the bats well, but St. Paul's getting the play at the plate. And, of course, a good job by Welch there to pitch to contact. And 3 balls on the infield. Nothing got out of the infield.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, that's the name of the game, especially at the high school level, is being in the strike zone. Don't get yourself in trouble trying to be too cute. Most high school hitters, you can feel comfortable pitching to contact and letting the defense play behind you, and that's what he did right there. He did a great job of being in the zone enough, allowing those guys to play, getting those ground balls, and getting his team back in the dugout. Holy Cross hit the ball really hard in the top of the first, so we'll see if they can keep swinging the bats that way against a good lefty, Anderson.
Back to the mound here, having used only 7 pitches in the first inning, 6 of which were strikes. That's what you call economical. Outfield alignment, Winchester left. You saw his arm already. Bootery center, Barrios right. Corras at third, Kayemi short, Lanou second. Russo at first with Spalita doing the catching. Swinging a foul again. First pitch swinging. Todd Canatella, 333, no homers. He's driven in 14. This Holy Cross team is batting .362 as a team. You contrast that with St. Paul's pitching, which has a 2.80 earned run average, and both teams have played good competition. You understand their strengths. Good pitch, outside edge, strike call.
And that shows you why Anderson is so highly regarded. He ran that first fastball in right on his hands, and then went right on the outside black with the next one.
0-2. Fouled it back. Ran that one in on the hands. Canatella fought it off. Kieran Welch to follow here in the second inning. From Heap Field. No balls and 2 strikes. And another on the way. High, overthrew the fastball, got under it a bit. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, we should see an off-speed pitch here. See what he decides to go with. There it is.
There it is, and it just missed the outside edge. It's 2-2.
Not by much.
Slightly to hit to the off field. They play Canatella. Anderson working quickly. Fouled it back. Good at bat here for Canatella. He's about to see the 7th pitch of the at bat. First time we've seen an extended at bat in this game.
Absolutely. Holy Cross really needed that because the first inning went very, very quickly.
7 pitches.
They need to try to, equal out that pitch count and get it up.
Nice pitch, outside edge, not going to get to it. First strikeout recorded by Anderson as Canatella's retired. Colin Cure will bat. The catcher for the Tigers is at 306. He has a home run and 14 driven in.
You got to like the way Anderson commands his fastball. He'll basically put that thing wherever he wants it.
Pitch on the way is up to Cure. Andy Cannizzaro coaching down at third for the Tigers. 1-0. Out of play, it's 1-1. Assisted in fine fashion by Ryan Kamlade and Brett Benura. A couple of good names and people I know. A lot of respect for. 1-1 the count. Next one on the way. Out of play again, same direction. Right side, it's 1-2. Nice, cool, crisp evening here in Covington. One, two. There's that changeup down and out, 2-2. Tried to turn it over. Game time temperature is 54 degrees here. Covington under cloudy skies, no threat of rain, but it's been one of those great days. Fastball struck him out looking. What a pitch. Showed him the off-speed pitch away, and there you have it, Danny. Fastball, inner portion, locked him up, 2 gone.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what you can do with that pitch. I mean, that coming from a lefty like that in on a right-hander's hands, I mean, that's just a tremendous fastball. Like I said, placed exactly where he wants it to be. And, man, that's tough to deal with. That's a great pitch.
Chandler Welch can't catch up to it. It's 0-1. Pitcher to pitcher here. Welch, good hitter, 324, a homer with 13 driven in. Play him to pull. Here it comes. In the air, right side, playable. Who wants it? Second baseman has got the best look at it, and making the catch is Lanoux. And a 1-2-3 inning for Kate Anderson in the second as we go to the bottom half of the frame with no score. And Anderson's really breezed by in 2 innings, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's in a groove. Holy Cross did a better job there in the second inning of making him throw more pitches in order to get outs. The first inning went very, very quickly. They were very aggressive. So that was good, but he's definitely in a zone. He's commanding the strike zone. He's putting the fastball on a guy's hands. He's going back out on the black, coming back in on the hands, going to the off-speed pitches in between, and, extending the zone when he wants to. So he knows how to pitch. For a sophomore, very, very impressive.
No score going to the bottom of the second now. Tigers back in the field. It's interesting about these two programs, Danny, is the ties that bind. I had a chance to visit with my great friend of so many years, Harry Nunez, earlier. Love Harry, was a great man at Holy Cross in their Hall of Fame athletically. He also worked at Jesuit back in the day, and I knew Harry very well then, too. Superb human being, great guy. Of course, he's Mick's father, Mick, the coach here at Holy Cross. Andy Cannizzaro, a St. Paul's graduate, who's at Holy Cross now as well. You talk about some unbelievable ties, and then you got so many other ties. St. Paul's has so many families that moved to the North Shore from the South Shore, so you got a whole bunch of families with famous names that went to Archbishop Rummel or went to Jesuit or went to Brother Martin. And you got that here tonight with Russo and Winchester, whose fathers were great Archbishop Rummel players, and visited with both earlier, and they were looking for you, by the way. So
I was fighting some unbelievable traffic. I was worried I wasn't going to get here.
Yeah, great visit with Jeff Winchester earlier and Rick Malden. Just wonderful people, and they do a great job for St. Paul's with their WPBN network, where they do their games on a pay-per-view basis. And kudos to them, and kudos to that service, and nothing but the best because they're quality people. Here in the second inning, Matthew Russo leads it off. Speaking of Russo, here's Matthew, the cleanup hitter at 352 homers, 16 driven in. First pitch, and he shoots it high and deep to right. Right fielder back, track, wall, off the wall. Russo on his way to second. He has himself a ringing double. Can't hit the ball any harder. That ball hit halfway up the fence, and it got there in less than 2 seconds. I mean, it was out there quickly.
It was just a matter of whether or not it was going to leave the park. At first, it looked like it had a shot, but as it got going there, got down a little bit and went off the wall. But that ball was shot out of a cannon.
Leadoff double again. First pitch, familiar refrain. Here's Brian Lee, the DH. 556, no homers, 3 RBI for Brian. On the year, lefty swinger with a chance to do some damage. Wild pitch will get the runner to third with nobody out. A great opportunity for the Wolves here to capitalize quickly. Catcher will go to the mound, Cure, to try to keep his pitcher in check here and in control. So Lee, I mentioned with those numbers, he's only had 9 at-bats, but he's 5 for 9 with 2 doubles coming in and 3 RBI.
Well, obviously, this early in the game, the infield is going to play back, so he needs to be a good situational hitter here with Russo on third and less than 2 outs.
Well, now they're coming in. They're in everywhere except, they're in on the left side of the infield and back at second and first. Interesting formation. Chop towards second. That'll get the run home. Play will be the first. Well, there you go. They stayed back on the right side, put the ball in play. Run scores 1-0. Yeah. Wolves on top.
Excellent situational hitting there by St. Paul's to score that run. That's the old hit the 18 hopper at the second baseman and score that guy. And that's just something that you preach. I mean, that's team baseball. That's team offense, is to, understand the situation. You're in what could be a pitcher's duel here tonight. You've got a man on third there with less than 2 outs. Do a good job of getting that ground ball to the middle of the field and score that guy. Really good job there.
Good breaking ball. Strike call to Cooper Winchester. That was the curveball. 0-1 the count out the slider. That was a slower breaking ball. Actually looked like the curveball, even though the slider's his primary pitch. There it is again. That's a slower breaking ball. Missing away 1-1 to Winchester. Off to a slow start, but what a future he has. When you think about the fact that he is a freshman starting for this program, kind of tells you what they think of Cooper. Fouled it back, had a good rip.
He's got the genes. I mean, I tell you, some of the home runs that his daddy hit out of Mike Miley Stadium for Rummel were monstrous. I mean, those things would get up into the nighttime Metairie sky and just be long gone out of that place. So Winchester definitely has it in him to be a really good player.
Gassed him. Smart pitch ahead. 1-2, climbed the ladder, struck him out. Winchester retired. For out number 2, and Hunter Koras will bat.
Next up for Wolves, third baseman, number 22, Hunter Koras.
Koras a 270, no homers, 7 driven in. Right side, open stance. Took it away for ball 1. Koras waiting for the 1-0. Here it is. In the air, playable, left field side, shortstop out, left fielder in, shortstop there, making the catch is Schultz, and the inning is over. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors and nobody left. We've played 2, and the Wolves have taken a 1-0 lead over the Tigers. Russo hit the ball very hard, and then the wild pitch certainly played into this equation to get a run home for St. Paul's.
Yeah, the wild pitch got him over, and then Lee did a great job of getting that ground ball to the second baseman to score the runner. And that's a big run in a game like this. I mean, we don't have a crystal ball, but that could be the only run in a game like this with arms like this on the mound. So for St. Paul's to take advantage of the double, the wild pitch, situational hitting, get the guy in, score the guy from third with less than 2 outs, that could go a long way in the outcome of this game.
Anderson staked to the lead, back to the mound. He's only used 21 pitches in 2 innings and has a couple of strikeouts. And here in the third, Max Lasciardi, Brody Forstall, and Gavin Schultz will oppose him for the Tigers. You want to go back to that top of the first inning. Some would say, boy, a line drive, one hopper to the left field, and you send the guy. Well, you consider 2 things. Number 1, there's 2 outs. Number 2, the pitcher you're facing. I think it was the right thing to do. They made them make a play, and St. Paul's made the play.
Yeah, they made the play, and it gets tricky. I mean, being in that third base box, I can tell you those hard hit balls to left, they can be a little tricky there. But obviously, Andy Cannizzaro wanted to push the issue, like we said, wanted to take a shot, like you said, make a play, and they did it. So tip your cap and move on.
Fastball missing away to Lasciardi at 270, a homer, 15 driven in. Up again, it's 2-0. Hasn't been behind in a count yet. First time we've seen that. 2-0 is up again, so it's 3-0. Again, same 2 teams tomorrow. They'll play twice at Tiger Park in Gentilly to complete the 3-game series. Has to throw a strike here, and he does. It's 3-1. Lasciardi took one. Might he take another here? Leading off an inning, possible, against this hurler. Kicks and he fires. And there's ball 4 inside. Lasciardi did the right thing as a hitter. You teach that, don't you? Don't do the umpiring yourself. Let the call be made. The right call was made. Pitch inside. He trots to first with a leadoff walk.
So we'll see Anderson out of the stretch now for the first time tonight.
Well, we saw him into the stretch for one batter in the first with Kaufman when he singled the left, but that's been it.
Right.
The bunt is popped up. Very playable catcher. Spalita makes the catch. Brody Forstall can't get the bunt down. 1 gone. Flip the order to Gavin Schultz. Typically when you see that, one end of that bat dropped a little bit too much, right?
Yeah, and that's tough there because, obviously you're willing to give up an out, but you want to make sure you move that runner. So now you've given up that out. You didn't move the runner. Double plays in order to end the inning.
Gavin Schultz, a check swing, ground out to second, his first time. Swings and pops it down the right field line. That could drop. Right fielder can't get there. That's a base hit. Lead runner is going to take a turn and stop at second. Had to make sure it got down. So that's smart base running by Lasciardi. Look, if you can make that read and you're 100% sure that ball's going to get down, he could have gotten to third. But I don't know that you could have possibly determined that. So smart base running. It's 2 on, 1 out. Third hit for the Tigers, and Davis Stevens will bat.
Well, you're where you want it to be. Now you have a runner on second and 1 out. You have first and second with 1 out. So that kind of erased the pop-up bunt there.
Stevens may have hit the hardest ball for Holy Cross. He had that liner to center that was tracked by Boutery in the first inning. Pitch from Anderson. Oh boy. Over but just down 1-0. Spalita kind of framed it, held on for a little bit. 1-0 the count. Big gap in right center field and a lot of hitting room down the left field side. Here it is. Off the end of the bat, foul. Interesting, the shortstop Kayemi was breaking the bag on that play.
I was getting ready to mention that. That was definitely a miscommunication there for the shortstop to be sprinting all the way to the bag and the pitch being made at the same time.
Ball and a strike on Stevens. Lasciardi second and Schultz first with their leads. Same thing. Swing and a miss. Shortstop again in the bag. Is that miscommunication or is it simply the way they want to play it?
I mean, normally it looks like they're going to come in and talk about things.
I think that's what it's all about. 2 straight pitches that happen.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get on the same page because you definitely don't want your shortstop standing on top of second base when the pitch is being made.
Smart, Kayemi, and Corres coming to the mound, making sure that Kate Anderson is on the same page with them. Catchers involved in this too. Spalita. Anderson ahead 1-2 on Stevens. Again, leads this team 25 RBI. This is his situation, isn't it? Here it comes. Nice take on a breaking ball down and in. And a good job by Spalita to block it up. It's 2-2. Runners will assume their leads once more. 2-2 the count. Anderson from the belt to the plate. Breaking ball, same pitch, same result. Down and in, good take again. Stevens reading those breaking balls very well.
Hey, seeing it now, we got a 3-2 count here, so this is a big pitch for Anderson.
Gotta think he's not going to triple up with that breaking ball, that he probably comes fastball here. He's got the changeup in his arsenal as well. Can't ignore that pitch, especially out of portion to the right-handed hitter.
I think he's going to try to spot up a fastball, and Stevens is going to have to hit it if it's there.
Payoff pitch.
Yep.
Swinging a drive to center again. And once again, Butteri's going to put it away. So twice Stevens has hit the ball on the screws, but right to Butteri, and he's out for the second time. Runners have to hold. It takes a 2-out hit from Josh Orr, who ripped the double down the left field side his first time up. The Loyola commit. Orr stands in. Bishardi second, Schultz first. High and away, ball one. Snap throw to first, pretty close, but diving back in safely is Schultz. Spalita showing off the arm.
Trying to see if they could get themselves out of here. Nice play there by the St. Paul's catcher and first baseman.
Out of play, right side. It's 1-1.
You know, you got to be careful down there at first base. Obviously, catcher's got that open throwing lane, and Spalita's got a nice arm, so got to be on your toes over there.
Ball on a strike. Center fielder hasn't played to pull. Orr swings and fouls it, and he's in the hole 1-2. Pretty nice crowd on a Friday evening here in Covington. Beautiful campus of St. Paul's School.
Yeah, really nice on-campus park here at St. Paul's. Always enjoy coming over here.
1-2 the count. Ready the pitch. Fouled out of play right side. You enjoy coming over here, except for on Friday afternoons and drive time.
5 o'clock
right?
traffic, right?
Holding it 1-2.
It's a big spot right here for both teams. You know, 2-out hits are going to loom large in this one.
Ready once again with the 1-2 pitch, and he started that way outside, tried to break it back, but not close. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, if you're Anderson, this is where you want to try to end the inning, right here in the 2-2 pitch. If you go 3-2, the runners are going to be moving. So
2-2, 2 on, 2 outs, and here it is. Popped him up. Good pitch, got in on the hands. We'll get him out of the inning. Corres will make the catch. Inning is over. Tigers for the second time get 2 on and strand them. This time leaving 2. They've left 3 in the game. And we go to the bottom of the third, and it's still St. Paul's on top 1-0. And Cade Anderson showing he's tough when he needs to bear down. He's been able to do so. That was a really good pitch. Got in on the hands of a good hitter.
Got in on the hands, and that was, like I was saying, the pitch that you wanted to end that inning if you were St. Paul's. You did not want to go to a 3-2 count. On a 3-2 count, the runners would have been taken off on the pitch. Extra base hit would have easily cleared the bases there. So that was the spot, and Anderson stepped up and made a nice pitch and got the pop up to the third baseman.
Well, Danny, here's what I'm looking at. Division I is just loaded. It's a really tough division this year. You look at the unofficial power rankings right now, Jesuit would be 1, and they're about to be 16-0. They're winning easily tonight. Bird 13-1 is obviously very good. Rummel winning easily today. They're 11-3, number 3. Holy Cross, number 4, coming in at 11-3. Brother Martin, number 5, at 11-4. I mean, and then you got St. Paul's, who's just been out of sight too. And right now they were like anywhere from 6th to 8th coming in. Can you imagine them being 6th to 8th with this team at 10-3? You got St. Aug that's 9-5. I mean, this is a really good division, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be fun to watch how this plays out this year, because there are a number of teams that could win the whole thing. It's just going to depend on who prepares themselves best during the regular season and gets hot at the right time. You know, I mean, baseball is a streaky game, and, you know, you just got to put in the work, get yourself in a good position, and try to be the team that gets hot and gets a little luck, you know, in the playoffs. But there's a bunch of teams that could win it.
On to the bottom of the third, we head Welch back to the mound, and he'll be facing Aiden Barrios to start it off, the right fielder. At 167, no homers, 3 driven in. Right-handed hitter against Welch has used only 16 pitches in 2 innings. And he delivers low here. It's 1-0. St. Paul's notoriously is a team that swings early in the count. We've said that for many, many years. It's a philosophy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, pretty much every time you see them play, they're very aggressive. They don't wait around.
Down and in, 2-0.
Obviously, that's a philosophy and a mentality that is instilled by, you know, the coaching staff, and they do it. They get in there ready to hack.
2 balls and no strikes. Welch delivers a hard hit ball, a short, and it got past Schultz, and it's in the left field. Boy, Schultz is a really good infielder. The ball was hit hard, and it just got over his glove. So a hard hit ball results in Barrios reaching, and the Wolves have a base runner here to lead off the third inning. Leadoff man on for the second time in the game for St. Paul's, and here's Gavin Bootery, the center fielder, who's made a couple of plays in center already. 333, no homers, no RBI. They give him a base hit on the play.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was an absolute rocket.
Welch delivering, popped him up, playable. Short right field, second baseman out, right fielder on. Now the first baseman can't get it, but the throw to second right on the money. Good job by the right fielder. Canatella to keep coming. Don't ever assume anything. Canatella got to it, gets the force on a 9-6 putout at second base to erase Barrios.
You see that every day.
Yeah, right. But again, I think the salient point there is don't ever assume anything. 3 players converge, somebody can make a play. It's exactly what Canatella did. That was a tough chance for the first baseman. Thought the second baseman might have had the best play on it. 1 out for Anderson. Grounded to second in the first. Fouls this one. Good off-speed pitch there. Changed speeds, had him out in front. End of the bat, it's 0-1.
Welch trying to see if he can pitch out of this little situation here. A ground ball in the infield would probably do it for him, and that's what he's trying to get.
Oh, 1. Down. 1-1.
Trying to locate down in the zone, seeing if he can get that ground ball on the infield. Holy Cross has got a nice group of players in their infield. I'm sure they would love to try to turn 2 for Mr. Welch and get him out of here.
It's been a couple of great weeks for Holy Cross baseball. They honored Lou Carboni a week and a half ago. It's very special. I was there to cover it. What a legend he is in that program's history. Such a nice man. Still have the story up at CrescentCitySports.com. Snap throw to first, good move. Runner dives back in. And then most recently, a really class move a couple of nights ago, which we also had a nice story at Crescent City Sports about, honoring Gary the Cat Canizero, who was the very first baseball coach at Riverdale High School. Riverdale played at Tiger Park against Holy Cross. Both schools honored him. Andy's father and the first Rebel coach. Runner goes, beat on the ground. That is a foul ball. Foul ball, good call by the home plate umpire right away. Just out of the reach of Bradley, but foul. And it's 1-2. So they had him throw out a first pitch. And right when he was about ready to do so, Sean Temple, my good friend, the outstanding athletic director and baseball coach at Riverdale, comes walking out with Cat's old number, a Riverdale jersey. Handed it to him. got very emotional and just thoroughly enjoyed it. Nothing but class. And I saw Cat earlier. Enjoyed visiting with him. There's a base hit right field off the bat of Anderson. Rounding second on his way to third. Bootery. And he's there, and it's runners at the corners with one out. Well, what don't you like about Cade Anderson?
I tell you what, he's a complete player. Gets it done on the mound, can swing the bat. He's going to be something to watch. He's got 2 more years of high school baseball after this. He looks like a well-seasoned, veteran.
It's an awfully good swing. Steven Spalita, the catcher, with a chance to add to a 1-0 lead. Popped out to second in the first inning. Interesting to see what happens here if they decide to start the runner from first base. Anderson. Snap throw to first. Holy Cross certainly thinking in those terms. St. Paul's runs wild, Danny. 46 stolen bases on the season. And another snap throw over there. Very aggressive team in all facets. What's interesting is Holy Cross has stolen 45. Both of these teams play extremely aggressively. That's always been the case, though. Anderson, by the way, all he is 10 for 10 in stolen bases. So you just talked about complete player. You might want to add that facet to his game. That's 3 throws by Welch to first. Spalita's still waiting on his first pitch that he'll see, and he won't see it yet. That's 4.
Well, this probably has a little bit to do with the fact that Anderson's the pitcher, too.
Sure.
Obviously, they're protecting against him taking off, but they're also making him do a little extra work over there as a base runner right here.
Finally, a pitch and a pop-up. That won't do any damage. Schultz is there. Schultz will catch it. Big out. Obtained by Welch to get Spalita. Now takes a 2-out hit from Kayemi. Kayemi grounded to short in the first. He's driven in 13. 2-out RBI opportunity here.
Well, that worked out about as good as it could for Holy Cross. They did a good job of keeping Anderson close and then got the pop-up on the infield. So Welch trying to work out of this jam.
There's another snap throw to first. That's pretty close. Anderson dives back in. Welch shows a good move, Danny. He's quick to first base.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of keeping Anderson tight over there. And St. Paul's going to have to get it done with 2 outs right here.
Another throw to first. They're making Anderson work to be certain. That's what, 6 throws over now? Have to use 2 hands.
Yeah, we're getting on
and make it 7. Why not?
This is absolutely because he's the pitcher. If this was a normal position player, we might be at 3 or 4 right now. They're doing this on purpose, no doubt.
And here's number 8. 8 throw-overs now.
You got to love the gamesmanship inside of the game of baseball. The little things that happen that the average fan might not even realize. There's another
and
one.
Make it 9. Why not? Kayemi, waiting to see his first pitch, finally says, you know what, I'm going to step out. Such a thing as freezing the hitter. This would be the definition of that. And time called yet again. And now the conversation with Mick Nunez and his hitter will ensue. Might we get a runner to get the pitcher off the bags, even though he's 10 for 10 in stolen bases? Had a runner pop out of the dugout, and here we go. So this, you nailed it.
Yeah,
what's going on here? Yeah.
Yeah. He saw what was happening and getting his pitcher out now.
Matthew Cody will run, but still they took a lot out of Anderson there, right? So the gamesmanship, the game within the game is on. and now a visit to the mound. So Trent Kayemi's probably been at the plate for about 4 or 5 minutes. He's yet to see pitch. It's pretty interesting, to say the least. But I love baseball. I love the strategy involved here. You were right on it as to what was transpiring. I mean, look, the initial thought process was, whoa, he's 10 for 10 in stolen bases. They've got to keep him close. But then it became pretty obvious they were just trying to take something out of him in that situation. Probably succeeded in doing so, and then a smart move by Mick Nunez to get him to the dugout to get a sip and get a seat.
Come on, Trent.
To recharge the battery. Do they have a charger in the dugout? I'm just asking. 2 on, 2 outs. Stretch, and there's a pitch, and there's a pop foul back out of play, 0-1. Finally, Kayemi sees a pitch, and of course, a typical first pitch swing. St. Paul's hitters, they see the ball near the zone. They want to hit it, and in this case, try to increase the lead. No balls and a strike. Kayemi waits. Good breaking ball. Snapped off his best hook of the game. Sharp movement, 0-2.
It'll be interesting to see if St. Paul's tries to start the runner and see if they can maybe steal a run here with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Not looking good.
0-2 from Welch. There's the slider away, 1-2. Not close enough to entice an offering from Kayemi. Ball and 2 strikes. Runners away, first and third. Time call.
This has been a long, tedious inning for Welch. He's been out there a while in this one. Under the gun the whole time, too.
And the 1-2. Breaking ball towards second. Kaufman gloves it, throws it, gets him, and a great job by Welch to pitch out of trouble with no runs. 2 hits and 2 stranded. First 2 stranded by the Wolves. And after 3, still a 1-0 lead for St. Paul's. Oh, the wheels were spinning there, weren't they?
They were, and we'll see how Welch looks as the game progresses. But that was a tough inning for him to get through. So, St. Paul's didn't come away with any more runs there. They weren't able to tack on anything else, but they made Welch really work and he was under a lot of pressure that entire inning. So we'll see if that plays a role as we continue on.
Anderson back to the mound, 40 pitches in 3 innings. He's walked 1 and fanned 2. As we go to the 4th, with a 1-0 lead for St. Paul's.
We're going back to Luke Carboni and honoring him and retiring his number the other day. Some of my favorite memories as a player was going to play Holy Cross at Holy Cross, and I can still vividly see Coach Carboni down in that third base box in the khaki pants and the navy or white polo. Know your rules, know your rules. He used to always say, know your rules to the runners on second base, and just his teams were always well prepared. They played the game really hard, and that was always a tough district ball game going to play against Coach Carboni's teams.
Well, Lou is an outstanding player at Holy Cross, too, and I want to get into some of the great history of both of these programs over the years with so many terrific players, which we'll do. Jace Kaufman starts the 4th. He singled hard to left in the 1st. Runner was out at the plate to end the inning. Anderson with 40 pitches. His 41st is outside a ball. Hard stuff, 1-0. Canatella and Cure will follow. And this is the first of a 3-game series between these two clubs. There's the 1-0. Up and in, 2-0. How about the hesitation we see there in that windup from Anderson? A little timing device. Of course, he lost his accuracy on it. He held that leg kick for a while before coming forward. That takes skill to be able to time that up and still deliver what you want. High again, second time. He's slowed it down a little bit. Both times he's elevated, not getting through it, right? 3-0.
And Holy Cross would love to get a leadoff man on again and be able to try to get something started here in the 4th.
And he's got the strike called, 3-1. At the letters, Kaufman thought he had the walk, did not. Anderson wants to pitch right away. Kaufman will make him wait. Game within the game. Now the 3-1 pitch. Fouled out of play. Now it's full.
That's one of the impressive things you've noticed about Anderson here tonight is when he's got to make a pitch, he can make a pitch. You know, he gets down 3-0, gets the fastball in there for strike one, comes right back with strike two, and now he's got a chance to pitch out of that 3-0 jam he was in.
Holding at 3-2 as Kaufman fights it off. Kaufman swings and hits it hard to center. Bouderie is there, had him played perfectly, 1 out. It's one of the things that I spoke with Mick Nunez about earlier, about Anderson's wanting to pitch more to contact. We told you about the strikeout numbers, which are astronomical. That requires a lot of pitches. So far tonight, the pitch to contact is working beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, you know, if I had to pick a way for a pitcher to pitch, if you can play defense, you gotta love that. It keeps guys in the game. It keeps them on their toes. They're involved. They're making plays. They're bouncing around. It helps, you know, it helps your club stay in the ball game. So I like guys that let their defense play for them.
Canatella took a strike, now fouls one off. He's in the hole 0-2, struck out swinging back in the second inning. Oh-2, fouled it, just got a piece off the catcher's mitt. Canatella has a life. We're in the fourth. 1-0. Wolves on top at Heap Field. Up and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We were here for an epic series between St. Paul's and Jesuit a couple of years ago. Unbelievable Saturday. Best of 3 series. Went 3 games. Grounded up the middle. Second baseman Lanoux ranges, gloves it, throws it, got him, 2 gone. That was an incredible day. Jesuit wins, forces a 3rd game, and then they played, 12 innings? Incredible game. The twists and turns were unreal. St. Paul's prevailed. 2 teams that just were so evenly matched and fought back at each other consistently all afternoon. Hated to see anybody lose. Here's Cure, and that's pop foul back and out of play. 0-1. That's 2-game webcast that we had here on CrescentCitySports.com, I would say, is one of the 2 highlights. There have been 3 or 4 over the years. We've done this for 9 years. 0-1. In the air to right, I'll hold that thought, because here comes Barrios, the second baseman out, and he'll make the catch. Lanoux, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Anderson in the 4th as he set down 5 in a row now. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and it's still St. Paul's with a 1-0 lead. So if you think about all the games we've done, of course, the 18-inning game stands out above all others that Kirk was with you for with Jesuit and Rummel. But then there's so many others. You had the dramatic playoff walk-off home run by Tyler Cook for Rummel against Jesuit. Then you had the one here, as I mentioned, that 2-game best of 3 with St. Paul's and Jesuit. Ironically, Jesuit was involved in all 3 of those, but those 3 come to mind. I'm sure we're missing a few, but those were special over the course of time of the games we've done, right?
Yeah, those are 3 of the ones that really stick out. But it seems like we always manage to pick good ball games, which is a credit to you and Lenny Van Gilde for putting your minds together and trying to get really good matchups on CrescentCitySports.com. We're always, in the middle of really good contests here, and this is another one here tonight, a 1-0 ball game in the bottom of the 4th. We've got Anderson throwing the ball really well for St. Paul's. Holy Cross has swung the bat well, don't have a whole lot to show for it, but they've hit some balls hard. Welch just worked out of that last jam that he was in. So we've got 2 teams here tonight, another good one, competing really hard, trying to get the 1-0 lead, you could say, if you were looking at this as who's going to win this 3-game series. It's always good to get that first one.
Back to the mound goes Welch. He's only thrown 28 pitches in 3 innings because St. Paul's is so aggressive, swinging early in the count. So even though last inning was stressful, he's only had 28 pitches, so very good shape in that regard. Here's Matthew Russo, who had the ringing double back in the 2nd inning and scored the first run, the only run of the game. We'll bat here from the left side once more. Remember, he hit the first pitch last time up. Took this one just off the plate, 1-0. Pitch number 29 for Chandler Welch. Ready with the 1-0. Fisted foul back to the screen. Love the location, got it in on the hands, and it's a ball and a strike. All right, we talk about the history, Danny. Some unbelievable players at these two schools over time. St. Paul's has had 3 players reach the majors. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Smash down the right field line. Russo just missed another extra base hit as it hooks foul, barely, and it's 1-2. Well, when you think about that, you know the names. Andy Cannizzaro, Tanner Rainey, who's still going right now as we speak with the Washington Nationals, and of course Ryan Schimpf, all reaching the majors from St. Paul's. Some pretty good names there, right?
Yeah, really good ball players, all of them, obviously. Star-type power coming out of St. Paul's with those guys.
Missing away, it's 2-2. The only 2 to reach the majors from Holy Cross, ironically, and I had the blessing to know them, the 2 brothers, Lenny and Ray Yoakum, wonderful men, reached the majors. 2-2, foul back. And, of course, Lenny, being the original play-by-play voice of the New Orleans Zephyrs, I would see Lenny all the time at the ballpark and have great conversations with him when he was working as a senior executive administrator with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Wonderful man. Great family, great baseball people. Miss them. 2-2 the count. Stepping out is Russo.
Got a future Tulane Southern Miss matchup going right here.
Pretty good. Russo waits. Quick pitched him. Missed down. Well, we're seeing a lot more of this from pitchers. We see Anderson slow it down. Then we see Welch speed it up. And that's all about throwing the hitter's timing off, right?
Yeah, trying to get any little advantage you can.
Well, that's a good battle here. 3-2 payoff pitch. Got him to hit it in the air, but out of play, left side. Russo continuing to fight. You'll see an 8th pitch in the at-bat, the most pitches anyone has seen in this game thus far. Back in left side. Russo. Here it comes. Foul back. See another pitch. All right, so I gave you your sheet there with the notes. We look at these players in Holy Cross history. It's pretty special stuff when you look at the Holy Cross players over the years. Joe Broussard, great pitcher, LSU, of course. Lou Carboni, I mentioned. Ray Collada, in their Hall of Fame special player. Ryan Deems, he was superb. Stephen Feehan, really good. Billy Ferguson, Jason Fitzgerald, Steve Gerdner, Eddie Hyder, Bobby Rapman, multi-sport star, Chuck Knowles, Fred LeGrue. Here's a drive to left center field, did well. Left fielder's there, and he'll make the catch. Good contact by Russo, but handled by Stevens. 1 out. Battle won by Welch, and that was quite a battle. That's the best one-on-one matchup in the game. Here's Brian Lee, grounded the second, drove in the only run in the second with good situational hitting. Finishing up those names. Matty Ott, of course, was special at LSU. Brandon Rusev, Grant Schultz, Gavin's older brother, really good. Carl Sherman Jr., David Welch, familiar, right? Billy Rapp, who was just terrific for Lou Carboni. Billy sent me a nice note after I did the story on Lou most recently. Strike called at 0-1 to Brian Lee. Special names in Holy Cross baseball history. Some of them were contemporaries of yours.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, one guy that you mentioned that jumps out at me because I was a little boy, you know, I don't know, 10, 12 years old, watching him hit the ball extremely well throughout his entire career at Tulane was Jason Fitzgerald. Really good left-handed hitter for Tulane, and that was a guy that, I was a young player going to camps. He was a counselor at him and, things like that at baseball camp. So Fitzgerald was a heck of a hitter.
This one's going to come down in foul territory, and that's where Orr will put it away for the second out. Welch gets through 2 here in the 4th and now deals with Cooper Winchester, who struck out swinging in the second inning. Well, you look at the St. Paul's over the years. We mentioned Tanner Rainey, Ryan Schiff, Andy Canizero, Chuck Hickman, Chad Catalano, Handsome Monica most recently, Christian Trent. Some awfully good names in St. Paul's history as well. Pitch on the way. Up and in, ball 1. Of course, Holy Cross School around a lot longer with their baseball program. 1-0 to Winchester. Took a strike, popping fastball. Maybe the best he's thrown in this game. Not only did that have something on it, but the location was perfect. At the knees, outer portion, unhittable. Look at that, changed his delivery again and threw it by him. If you can do it, it's a tremendous advantage without disrupting your rhythm. Did that very well, and that got Winchester thinking. He's a freshman, stepped out, said, I hadn't seen this anywhere at the playground. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, this is 18 against, probably 15, I'd say here. So Winchester definitely giving up some key years.
Oh, nice pitch down. Struck him out. Good inning for Chandler Welch. Second strikeout of the game. Sets him down in order. He's retired 5 straight. We've played 4, and St. Paul's leads it 1-0 over St. Paul's. This is exactly what we thought it would be. 2 really good pitchers doing a really good job.
Yeah, it's a pitcher's duel, and I go back to what we were talking about earlier, how important that situational hitting was for St. Paul's when you had the Russo double, the wild pitch, and then the ground ball. You look at that early in the game, you're like, okay, he hit a ground ball at the second baseman, we scored 1 run. In a game like this, with arms like this on the mound, that might be all you need. So, you don't ever know in a baseball game what the really key moment was or key moments until the final score is on the board. And you go, man, we had our shot there, or we got that big hit there, or we got out of that jam there. And you don't know it until it's too late. So the good teams understand that as the game goes, there's key moments, and we've got to rise to the occasion and get it done. And so far in this game offensively, St. Paul's in that spot where Russo doubled, moved up on the wild pitch, and hit the ground ball to second baseman has been the offensive club that has gotten it done in the situation that puts them ahead 1-0 right now.
Chandler Welch will lead it off here in the top of the 5th inning. 1-0 St. Paul's. Welch popped to second his first time. Took this one all the way back to the screen from Anderson. It was his 55th pitch of the game. He's walked 1, fan 2. Good strike called with a fastball to make it 1-1. Down and in with a breaker. It's 2-1. Holy Cross has had good approaches at the plate. Haven't been able to scratch yet against this outstanding pitcher. High, so now 3-1.
Well, it always helps from a scoring perspective when you can get that leadoff man on. So
took it high, and there it is, leadoff walk. Tigers get the leadoff man on via a leadoff walk for the second time of the game. It happened in the 3rd inning with this batter, Max Licciardi. So as the bunt on here, we'll get a courtesy runner at first base for the Tigers. And for Holy Cross, that's going to be Aaron Guichard running at first base. Guichard for Licciardi. Here's Licciardi in what would appear to be a bunt situation. Stretch, not bunting, took it for a ball, 1-0. Ball with no strikes. One and 0 the count. Snap throw, nice pick by the first baseman. Russo kind of made it look easy there. That's a short hop.
Yeah, Russo's going to be an excellent player at Southern Miss. That's a good get for those guys in Hattiesburg.
Strike call, good fastball, 1-1.
Andy Cannizzaro flashing the signs. You know, running against the lefty makes it tougher, obviously. I don't know if he's going to try to see if they can maybe go first move or read him and try to steal a base. Looks like he doesn't want to put the bunt down here.
And he loops this one in the right field. Right fielder toward the line. Can't get it. It's going to get down for a base hit. Lead runner sets up inside. That's where the pitch was. I mean, I'm setting up here. You throw the ball here. Thank you. I just did so. It's 0-1. It's the kind of stuff you see at the major league level right there. With something on it.
Oh, yeah. He's popping it in there.
No balls and a strike and the pitch, and it's high. Snap throw to first, runner back. Both catchers good defensively.
Yeah, and you can see a good working relationship there between Spalita and Russo. You've got to really be on your toes running at first against St. Paul's because they are not afraid to come at you.
Nope. Left-hander is ready. Another move to second to drive the runner back. Shardy at second. Forstall first. Big gap in right center. Stevens waits. Nice block again by Spalita. Keep those runners where they are. 2 balls and a strike. Holy Cross has not had that big hit yet in this game. They've got 4 hits. They've had some traffic on the bases, but haven't been able to get anyone to cross the pay station yet. Might that change here? With 2 outs and a good hitter at the plate. Leading RBI man on the team, leading hitter on the team. Stevens swings and misses. Good pitch under the hands, and it's 2-2. It's not just what he has on the ball, it's the location. A lot of pitches in great spots that are virtually unhittable.
Well, and he's doing a great job now as the game progresses of changing speeds. You know, he's speeding them up, then he's slowing them down. And he'll slow them down, then he'll speed them up. And they don't know what's coming.
Here it is. Pop foul back to the screen. Reached out, spoiled it. Good job by the hitter, Stevens.
I think you're going to see something off speed here. And this is the pitch you want to throw it and try to get it done.
Runners away once more. Anderson taking a lot of time. Finally gets what he wants. And another 2-2 and a swing and a chopper to short. Kayemi will take the play on assisted to second for the force, and the inning is over. And here in the 5th for Holy Cross, no runs and a hit. The Tigers strand 2. They've left 5. It's on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Let's take a stretch from Covington, where St. Paul's leads it 1-0. And again, when he needs to make a pitch, he's been able to do it every time.
Yep, he's been able to do it all night long. And, you know, now you're getting into the latter part of the game, and it's still 1-0. So, you know, you knew with the arms that were on the mound tonight that one run back in the bottom of the 2nd was a big one, and it's holding up so far. You know, Holy Cross looks to me like they were having better at-bats early in the game. I think that might have something to do with Anderson settling in and really getting in an even better groove than he was early in the game. It seems like he's doing a better job of spotting up, I mean, he's done a good job all night, but it looks like he's doing even a better job of spotting up now, and he's starting to go to other pitches. He was retiring guys with the fastball for the most part, but now he's starting to throw some wrinkles in there, and it's really throwing these Holy Cross hitters off balance.
Welch has to keep it where it is as he heads back to the mound in the bottom of the 5th inning. Little choice but to match zeros here to give his team a chance in this game because of the way that Anderson has performed. Kind of knew that was going to be the case coming in. At least you suspected it would be. And it's certainly proven to be true. Corus will lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning for St. Paul's. Only 44 pitches thus far for Welch. His 45th is down for ball 1. Corus popped to short his first time up. (1-0). Right down the middle, it's 1-1.
You gotta, if you're Andy Canizares, you gotta love the way Welch has competed tonight. I mean, he's a bulldog out there.
Popped him up, foul. That will be out of play, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Corus. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shout out to the guys in dark blue or black tonight. They've done a great job. This game's been well umpired. Always love to give credit in that respect. Here it comes. Out of play again. Battling at 1 and 2 is Corus. Barrios and Buteri to follow. Welch to sign, Welch to pitch. Slider just missed. Well, that's a good tease pitch ahead of the count, but now it's even 2 and 2.
Yeah, that was a good 1-2 pitch. Trying to see if he would chase the slider. He didn't do it. Come back and see if you can get him here on 2 and 2.
It's missed down and out. It's full 3 and 2. Good at bat for Corus. Good battle between these two. 3 and 2 the count. Payoff pitch. Popped him foul, out of play. The battle continues. This will be an 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Lights breaking through brightly. I would say that the sun is set, but we didn't have any sun. Another payoff. Hard hit, base hit. What an at-bat for Hunter Corus. As he's on with the leadoff single here in the 5th.
Well, with the leadoff guy there, 3-2 count, fouled that pitch off, and then, I mean, you've got to challenge him. You got to come at him. You definitely don't want to walk him. If he's going to get on, make him earn it, and he earned it.
Number 15, 8, Barrios.
See how the Wolves decide to play this spot here.
Aiden Barrios singled his first time. 4th hit for the Wolves. The hits are even. Well, the runs are not. Wolves by a run right now. Let's see if they try to bunt him up. Or hit and run. Another run would be gigantic, the way Anderson has pitched. To the plate. Swung on and missed. Good pitch. Inner portion 0-1. Kind of game we expected. Love bringing it to you when we have this type of contest. No errors. Extremely well pitched. Pitchers throwing strikes. Defense is playing well. Down and in. Runner breaks. Ball got away from the catcher. It's 1-1, so that will be, what would you say, pass ball? Or I got to believe he had the ball, couldn't control it. So either way, runners at second in scoring position. And that's big with nobody out. 1-1 the count. Not bunting, and a swing and a pop-up won't do anything. Shortstop Schultz yells loudly that he's got it, and he does. Big out there. Runner doesn't advance, one gone. We've seen that in this game where neither team has been able to get a runner advanced when they've had traffic on the bases. Holy Cross has failed in 2 bunt attempts. St. Paul's has not been able to hit behind a runner. They did get a good situational ground out to produce the only run of the game. Now we might have a pinch hitter here as McNunez come to the home plate umpire and tell him I'm fixing to make a change here, and he will. So we'll get a pinch hitter. It appears.
25.
And there it is. The pinch hitter will be Matthew Cody. Cody will hit for Bootery with 1 out here. Matthew Cody. Saw him as a courtesy runner earlier. Welcome to high school baseball rules. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I mean, that's one of the nice things as far as managing the game is concerned at the high school level is the re-entry of the starter. So you could hit here, trying to get you a little, better hitter if that's how you feel at the plate in this spot, and then put the other guy right back in.
Down and in, and it's 1-1. Gives you tremendous options as a coach. Ball and a strike. And another. Up in the zone, offered at it. He's in the hole 1-2. Wolves got their run in the 2nd inning in this one. That's been it on the offensive side. Ball and 2 strikes. Matthew Cody in a pinch hit situation. Corus away from second. There he goes. Pitches away. They'll never get him. Stolen base. Ran on a breaking ball. Got a big jump, and that's huge because now he's only 90 feet away.
And Andy Canizaro going to bring his infield in. Huge run sitting down there 90 feet away. If you could get to 2 with the way Anderson's throwing, that would be big.
Aggressive baseball, and he couldn't have picked a better pitch to run on. Slow breaking ball. 2-2 now to Cody. Infield in. Ooh, my. Just missing the outside corner of the knees. And now it is full 3-2. That was a very good pitch. Very close. 3-2 the count. Payoff. And he got him looking. Boy, you talk about him coming back with a similar pitch. That one just up a little bit into the zone to get Cody. Outside edge, just a great pitch. 2 gone.
That was a big-time pitch by Welch.
Infield backs up now.
If you needed a reason of why he's going to get the chance to pitch for Tulane, that was that right there. I mean, that was big. That was a guy that knows what he's doing and can withstand pressure.
Now they're going to pass Cade Anderson. They've seen enough of him. Send him down the first, and now they're going to throw over there about 10 times? Or will they run for him? I think they'll just run for him here, right? Yep, that's what's going to happen. Seen enough of that. So they will run for Anderson. It's going to be Reed Gallagher who's going to run at first.
Courtesy runner of the Wolves, first base number 13, Reed Gallagher.
Gallagher runs at first. Anderson to the dugout.
You got 2! Hey, ground ball, Steven. Stay low in the zone. Nothing high, buddy.
And here is Steven Spolito, who's popped to second, popped to short. Big situation here. Stepped out.
Hey, nothing high, Steven. Hey, love low.
Bunch of signs given by Cure in case the runner takes off. Wonder if they'll throw through. If he does, will St. Paul's press the issue with a 1-run lead? Very well could. There he goes. Hard hit ball, base hit with the shortstop breaking. Run scores. St. Paul's gets a big insurance run.
That ball was hit a ton. They put the runner in motion. Shortstop Schultz for Holy Cross broke to the bag and hit it right where he was at. I mean, you couldn't have drawn that up any better than what just happened for St. Paul's.
And a visit to the mound. Walked Anderson to get to him, but again, starting the runner changed everything. Got the infield moving, and in a perfect spot, that ball was struck where the shortstop vacated. We'll get a runner at first. That's going to be Jonathan Hammer. Hammer will run at first.
Number 14, Jonathan Hammer.
Visit complete. Big 2-out RBI by Spolita.
Absolutely huge, and you know the next one's always the most important one. So if they could get the guy in from third right here, that's even bigger for him.
First and third still with 2 outs. First pitch missing. Oh, no, he got it. Got the call outside corner at the knees, 0-1. Miami is grounded to short, grounded to second. Oh, and 2 as Miami is a little late on that one. Still a big situation for Welch to get out of this without any further damage. 2 runs is doable. You got to believe if it gets to be more than that, it's going to be very difficult for the Tigers.
Yeah, he needs to keep battling, try to keep it right where it's at, get his team back in the dugout. You don't want to go down 3-0 with the way Anderson's throwing the ball. I mean, 2's, as you mentioned, 2 is a big mountain to climb.
Snapped off a good hook, just missed the outside edge, 1 and 2.
Attaboy, Trent. Good work here.
1 and 2 the count with 2 on, 2 outs. Time call. Ready once again with runners first and third. Here it is, and he laid off that slider. They'll appeal, but he didn't go. And of course, the umpire's in the middle of the diamond, and it's 2 and 2. 2-man crew. Don't have the advantage of having guys on the corners to get a better look, but he did not go. Proper call. 2 and 2 the count with 2 on, 2 outs, and a 2-0 lead for the Wolves. And Welch with another. Foul out of play as Miami continues to fight hard. He's driven in 13 on the season.
See if Welch can make a big pitch right here in 2-2. Needs to keep this ball game right where it's at.
Two balls and 2 strikes, and another breaking ball swung on him. A sharp slider got him. Welch pumps his arm and fist in derisive fashion as he knows he just made a big pitch to keep his team in the game.
Yep, you hit the nail on the head right there. He kept his team in the game, made a big clutch pitch right there on the 2-2 breaking ball. And now the Holy Cross Tigers have to try to figure something out offensively. They just have not had a whole lot of luck. When they've hit the ball hard, it's been right at guys, and they've had a couple of situations, small ball type situations that they've elected and not able to get it done.
Getting deep now as we head to the 6th schedule for 7, and Anderson's heading back to the mound with 75 pitches. Remember, on the high school level, it's 115 is the limit. So he's fine right now. Holy Cross would like to extend him, maybe a longer inning in terms of pitches, but just haven't been able to get him that deep in the count, even though they've had a couple of walks in the game.
Yeah, and there's no one in the Wolves bullpen or anything. So unless Anderson would get into trouble, it looks like this is his ball game.
Finishing his warm-up tosses. Heart of the order for Holy Cross, Josh Orr, Jace Kaufman, Todd Canatella will bat. Orr has ripped a double, popped to third.
Andy Cannizzaro talking things over, trying to inspire his club to get something going here. It's definitely late in this one, the 6th inning of 7.
First pitch, over but high, ball 1. Orr leading off the top of the 6th inning. Took a strike. It's even up. Again, fans watching beyond the outfield fences here. A tradition at Heap Field. Swung on and foul tipped into the mid. It's 1-2 on Orr. Ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. Off speed, struck him out looking. Beautiful pitch. Curled over the outside edge for out number 1. Can't make a better pitch than that. Strikeout number 4 for Anderson. He's 5 outs away here.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about last inning. You can see the pitch selection change here with Anderson. So it's really, really neat and impressive to watch, because early in the game he was using the fastball to get guys out. Now he's going more into his off-speed stuff to get guys out, and the hitters are very off balance right now.
Pitch high for a ball, 1-0. Another is on the way. Beautiful pitch. It's a strike to make it 1-1. Smooth, easy motion, right? You mentioned it earlier. He's going to fill out. His pitchers will have even more on it. He does it without a tremendous amount of effort. Foul back, 1-2. What I mean by that is, and he's not grunting and groaning and just throwing his body all over the place to get something on these pitches. He's in rhythm. For the most part, he's finishing his delivery, repeating it, and even able to change his delivery a little bit at times. Timing mechanism, as mentioned earlier, like right there. Struck him out swinging, 2 gone. I think you said it. I mean, he may be one of these guys. He just gets better as the game progresses. We've certainly seen evidence of that this evening.
And that happens a lot. When you're facing big arms, sometimes your chance to get them is in the first couple of innings, because once they settle in, they get even better as the game goes. And I agree, that's what we're seeing here right now with Anderson. He's gotten better as this game has gone. Holy Cross's chances to score might have been in the first couple innings.
Todd Canatella fouls it off the catcher's gear at 2-1. Todd is struck out swinging and grounded to second. Again, the same 2 teams will play a 2-game doubleheader tomorrow. Of course, doubleheader is 2 games at Tiger Park. Strike called. And it's 0-2.
This is a good arm for Holy Cross to face, even if you're not able to come out on top in this one. This is about as good as a high school left-handed pitcher is going to be. I mean, there's not going to be too many better than this. So, you can go back to work tomorrow and tell yourself, hey, that was a good learning experience, a chance for us to try to get better against a really good left-hander.
2-2, they appeal. He did not swing.
Here we go, right at him here.
Let it go. Just go. 1-1.
Down a ball, it's 3-2. So he's run it full to Canatella. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Struck out the side. Reaching back, getting more, getting outs. Nothing across for the Tigers in the 6th. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It remains St. Paul's 2-0 over Holy Cross. I guess you can't
3 Ks for Anderson.
extend the praise any more than you have, right? Or maybe you can't with the superlatives regarding Anderson, and not just the way he's pitched, but doing it at his age and how impressive he is for a sophomore.
Yeah, I've been extremely impressed tonight with what I've seen from this young left-hander for the Wolves. He'll be leading this staff for a couple years after this, and probably leading the LSU staff at some point.
Welch back to the mound. He's pitched a good ball game. And again, has to battle here to keep this game where it is, to give his team any shot at all with one more at-bat to come. Welch has only allowed 5 hits to go with those 2 runs.
You know, Welch is tough. I mean, that's one thing you've seen with him, because, you know, there was that one spot earlier in the game where he was under the gun the entire inning from start to finish and just pitched his way out of it. Just hard-nosed kid up there. And I'm sure that's what Coach Jewett and Tulane liked about him, is his toughness. You can see he goes out there with a lot of, ability, but also a lot of toughness, and that's very important.
Well, you know, we've got to like the fact that he's only walked 1 in this game, struck out 4. Again, great command by both pitchers in this game. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Wolves will search for more. Getting it started with Matthew Russo, who's ripped a double, scored a run, and he's lined to left. First pitch, smash to center. This kick can hit. Russo has a leadoff single. Here in the 6th inning.
Russo mashes. I mean, the ball jumps off of his bat very impressively. Not something you see every day at this level. I mean, he's a special player, the way the ball comes off of that bat.
Dad's enjoying it. Just seeing that. Certainly having a good time. Here's Brian Lee. RBI ground out to second. Pop to third. Fly ball right center field. Hanging up. Right fielder Canatella for the catch. 1 out. Russo returns to first. Lee retired. Here's Cooper Winchester. Batted twice, fan twice. Looking ahead to the Holy Cross 7th. Cure, Welch, and Lashardi are due up. Welch gets ahead. Strike call. If you're thinking in terms of Anderson's pitch count, he's still got 25 pitches to work with. He's at 90 with 1 inning to go. 0-1, runner goes, pitch down and in, throw down is not in time. Stolen base. Russo shows you, even though he's a big man, he got down there in good shape.
Yeah, he showed pretty good speed there for a guy of his size. I mean, you don't see big first basemen like that swiping bags, and Russo, that was pretty impressive.
Big stolen base puts him in in scoring position. His 4th stolen base of the season, by the way, in as many attempts. To the mound, Spolito. Jesuit and Rummel both won games 11-0 today, so they march on. The District 9 5A is going to be really good.
Yeah, it is. That's going to be
a lot of good teams.
That's going to be a heck of a league to keep an eye on this year.
Holy Cross will be right there in the thick of it.
Oh, yeah.
With their players and their pitching. 1-1 the count. Pitch on the way. Gassed him. Up in the zone. It's 1-2. Seen Brother Martin. That's a very good-looking baseball team. Seen John Curtis. Really good-looking baseball team. Seen Archbishop Rummel. Really good team on the field. Seen Jesuit. Really good team all around. You know Doug Faust will have Archbishop Shaw competitive, and St. Augustine has a kid throwing 92 consistently.
Yep. That's going to be
Johnny Montgomery as well.
That's going to be the interesting team to watch because they don't have the pitching depth to win the league, but they could play spoiler with Huggins on the mound against a team here and there with the way that he can bring it and just throw a wrench into the plans of some of these other Catholic League schools this year. So watch for St. Aug to play spoiler.
2-2, look out, and it just missed him. It's full 3-2, and Winchester didn't budge like that. 3-2 the count. Newman continues to roll. They're 15-2. They beat Patrick Taylor 9-2. That's a good team Pat Adams has, the Greenies. Payoff pitch, and he hit him this time. Would have been ball 4 anyway. Winchester gets on. Good, productive at bat. And now a chance for Hunter Corus, who had a single in the 5th, scored a run. Remember, he singled to lead off the inning, stole a base. Ended up scoring the 2nd run of the game.
Yeah, Holy Cross linked to Newman this year. Logan Taravella, who was one of their pitchers some years ago. He's the pitching coach at Newman, so Holy Cross Tiger helping that Newman club win a lot of ball games this year.
Well, they beat John Curtis on Thursday. I mean, they beat St. Augustine already. That is a good baseball team. Daily baseball reports at CrescentCitySports.com with all those scores and some recaps. Stretch pitch. Fastball away, ball 1. I know you read those.
Oh, every day. Absolutely. I pour my coffee.
You work hard to get those.
Grab the iPad,
all those scores up.
CrescentCitySports.com.
All those scores up, and then some recaps to let you know how these things happen. 1-0 the count. Just like you read about this one later tonight. And watch it again. Pitch down and out, 2-0. This will be one that people want to watch these two future college pitchers. You never know with baseball, you're going to get the ace when you pick a game. Well, you see 2 tonight that are really good. 2-0 the count. 2 on, 1 out. 2-run lead for St. Paul's. Ready the pitch. Down, it's 3-0, and now Welch in a bit of trouble. Bullpen getting busy for Holy Cross. You look down that way, and they got people standing around out there. Can't see anybody throwing yet, but they've got guys down there.
Yeah, Andy Canizaro just stepped out and looked down there and told him, get fully loose, get ready. So he's borderline making a change here.
Catcher killed a little time here. 3-0 the count. Welch will stretch. Runners will lead. Welch will pitch, and it's ball 4. Bases loaded, 1 out. Wolves with a big chance to break it open here. Aiden Barrios, who has a base hit, and he's 1 for 2. Popped to short, will bat. Double play depth up the middle for certain. 1st and 3rd will likely come home on any ground ball. You look at the outfielders. Who can throw anyone out? Maybe right field. That's about it, right? Now here comes a visit to the mound. Infielders will all go to the mound. Catcher will head there as well. And talk about how to play this. Waiting for the home plate umpire to go out and break it up. Mississippi State 3-1 over LSU in the 7th inning. Louisiana Tech 2-0 over Tulane in the 6th. And we're going to get a change. So that was a long discussion, but it was all about killing for time, obviously. And a great job by Chandler Welch. He did an outstanding job here this evening. Holy Cross will come in with Edward Mulizen, left-hander. I saw him last week. He's tall, but he doesn't throw hard. He's going to throw some really, really off-speed pitches, okay? And you have got to stay back as a hitter when you watch him. I saw him pitch in the game I covered last week. And, again, he's tall.
Well, with bases
but you would
loaded,
think it's going to be harder, but you've got to stay back. He's 6'3", but it's not going to come in like that. You're going to have to stay back on his pitches.
Yeah, well, this is the perfect guy for this situation, which is I'm sure the reason that Coach Cannizzaro decided to make the change right now with the way he throws. You know, you've got bases loaded. You need to try to get a ground ball. See if you can get yourself a double play and get out of this and keep it at 2 and have yourself within striking distance in your last chance in the 7th. So this is the type of guy that can come in out of the bullpen and get you a ground ball on the infield. So if you're a Holy Cross Tiger fan, that's what you're looking to get right here with Mulizen. Trying to get that ground ball, turn 2, and get yourself back in the dugout with this ball game staying where it's at right now. If St. Paul's gets any more, it's probably out of reach.
Mulizen will throw a lot of off-speed pitches. And again, St. Paul's is watching. They're talking about it because, again, that's what you do when you don't know a pitcher. And you're not going to see anything above mid-70s here. And that's not criticism at all. It's just a matter of talking about what the arsenal is. It's a different look, to be certain. And as a hitter, it's easy to say, boy, you got to stay back, you got to stay back, you got to keep the hands back, but that's not an easy thing to do. Natural instinct is to attack. And this is a very aggressive team in terms of their approach, which I think, again, speaks to why they make a move like this, as you mentioned, to this type of pitcher.
Well, if you're St. Paul's against a guy like this, number one, the bases are loaded. They can't mess around with you. There's nowhere to put you. You've got to, zone in on what you hit best. You got to stay back, and you got to try to attack the opposite field gap right here.
Bases loaded, 1 out the pitch, and that is a strike call. It's 0-1 on Barrios. No balls and a strike. Bases loaded, the pitch. In the dirt, wild pitch will get a run home. And there's a big run to make it 3-0 as Russo crosses the plate. Runners to second and third on the back end. Now the Wolves in great shape to put this one away. Base hit could get them 2 more.
Well, now you've got to play the infield completely in, double plays out of order. So the entire Holy Cross Tiger infield is going to come in.
Have to. 1-1 the count. Mulizen pitches in the dirt again. Got enough of a piece of that to keep it where the runner cannot advance. 2-1. Crescent City Sports Prep Baseball brought to you by Riverlands Insurance Services, who encourages you to make your insurance game plan today. Riverlands is a proud recipient of the Top Insurance Workplace Award for 2019 from Insurance Business America. Call Riverlands at 1-800-336-4579 or go to riverlandsinsurance.com. Stepped out. Crescent City Sports Prep Baseball is brought to you by Lamarck Ford. Huge things are happening at the big store in Kenner, including a huge selection of pre-owned inventory and the brand new indoor showroom featuring all makes and models. The Lincoln dealership, it's thriving. Come see our Lamarkable deals and service. Stop by, go to Lamarck.com. Up and in, and it is 3-1. They do have a base open. Not what our friend Andy Cannizzaro wants to see in this situation. Nick Nunez licking his lips, infield in, 3-1 the count. Barrios waits, and he took a strike. 3-2. Crescent City Sports Prep Baseball is brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 35 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. And you'll say amen to that, right?
Amen. I was with Larry Gibbs the other day, back on for another year, sponsoring our Gibbs Construction Cardinals American Legion team in the summer. Great man, loves this game, and we appreciate everything he does for high school baseball.
Swinging a drive to left down the line. That is a fair ball, and it is going to drop. One run is home. Second run will stop at third, and it is a 4-0 lead on an RBI single by Aiden Barrios, his second hit of the game. Well, they got the starter out, Danny, and that proved to be very important.
Absolutely. When you can get into the bullpen, your chances of success definitely go up, and that's what you're seeing right here. And plus, both of these teams have a doubleheader tomorrow, so these coaches tonight had to strategically use arms to make sure that they have their pitching set up for that big doubleheader tomorrow at Tiger Park.
So still runners at the corners, still only one out. Here is the pitch. That's in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 to Gavin Bootery, who re-enters, of course. Was pinch hit for last time at bat. He's 0 for 1 in the game. A lot of balls in the dirt with these off-speed pitches too, Danny. There's the change-up way out in front. It's 1-1.
Well, it was the perfect guy for Coach Cannizzaro to go to right here because of the way that he throws. He was a perfect guy to come in and try to get you that ground ball, but it just hasn't worked out.
Runner goes, no chance on an off-speed pitch. Easy to run on. Stolen base for Barrios, and now 2 runners in scoring position and a 2-1 count. Third stolen base of the game for the Wolves. Both of these teams run in enormous fashion, as we mentioned earlier. One with 46, one with 45 steals coming in. There's a little looping liner base hit left field. One run is home. Second runner will stop at third, and now the lead grows to 5-0 as Bootery delivers an RBI single.
Well, these St. Paul's hitters have done a good job in their approach against Mulizen. They're not allowing him to get them out on their front side. They're staying back, and they're doing a good job of getting some clutch hits here late to really bust this thing open. It's a sign of a good team.
Numbers won't look good for Welch because all 3 of these runs are charged to him, but he pitched a lot better than the numbers would indicate.
Yeah, Welch, I love this toughness. He's going to be a great arm for this Holy Cross team throughout district play. He's going to give them a chance to go toe-to-toe with the big boys.
Off speed away, ball 1. And if you're Andy Cannizzaro, it's almost a concession now. You don't want to burn any more pitching in this game.
Now you're looking at having to sweep a doubleheader tomorrow. If we're simulating a 3-game playoff series, you got to sweep the doubleheader tomorrow. So you got to make sure you got your arms in line to do that.
Lollipop breaking ball, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. And another runner goes. And that's a ball just easy to run on because of the slow delivery and the slower pitches. 3-0 the count. And now 4 stolen bases in the game for the Wolves. 3 balls and no strikes and another pitch. That's a strike. 3-1. Still only 1 out in the frame. 3 runs home. Anderson swings and hits it high and deep to right center. Center fielder back on the move. Will get there for the catch. Runner tags from third. He will score. Kate Anderson helps himself with a sacrifice fly. Drives in his 10th run of the season as the Wolves increase the lead to 6-0.
Good situational hitting there by Anderson. Man on third, less than 2 outs. Got into that one nicely out into the right center gap to score yet another run here in the bottom of the 6th. This has been a tough frame for the Tigers. The Wolves have gotten it done here in the bottom of the 6th to really break this one open. They should be in great position to win this one here tonight.
Spalita had a big RBI single in the 5th. And he takes it in the dirt. Nice block. It's 1-0.
Yeah, and that was that was the hit that really energized. You know, Russo's really energized this club tonight, but that 2-out hit by Spalita really, really got this team feeling good and really energized them in the back part of this game.
One ball and no strikes. Spalita waits. Long look the pitch. Runner goes again. No chance to throw him out. I mean, it's just the catcher has no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. It's almost as though you might want to not throw.
Yeah, they're taking these bases on the pitcher. Not a whole lot that Kier can do once he gets the ball. I mean, he's making the best of it, but they're getting big jumps.
1-1 the count. Spalita stepped out. Stretch pitch. There's that slow breaking ball. Not easy for an umpire to call that pitch, too, because of the way it's coming up there. Called a ball. It's 2-1. Remember the old videos you watched of Bill Spaceman Lee throwing at Aoife's pitch? 2-1. Got out in front of that. Right field side, chased, and no play. It's 2-2. I also remember that Tony Perez waited on one and drilled it off of him in the 1975 World Series. An epic 7-game series won by the Reds. 3-2 in Game 7 at Fenway Park after the Red Sox had won on the walk-off extra inning home run by Carlton Fisk in Game 6. Not bad for a Cardinals fan to remember all that, right? 2-2 pitch.
You must just be a baseball guy.
I think his runner almost thought about it, but stays at third, and it's 3-2, just a bit. We got the dress code correctly done here tonight without communicating. 3-2 the count. Got the jacket to boot here, so.
Nice one.
Payoff pitch. Grounded foul, first base side. Again, it's hard to stay back, right, as a hitter.
Well, and that was the whole thought process of bringing them in with the bases loaded to try to keep it at 2-0, was to try to get somebody out on their front foot and get the ground ball. But this inning has been all St. Paul's.
3-2, here it comes. Ball 4. And you can bet he'll be off and running, right? Ninth batter here in the inning will be Trent Kiami, and we'll get a courtesy runner at first. It's going to be Hammer. Jonathan Hammer once more. Crescent City Sports Prep Baseball is brought to you by Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute. At Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute, each patient receives the same personalized care and innovative treatment as the professional athletes they treat every day. Get back in the game as quickly and safely as possible with a team that treats more than 30,000 athletes per year. Learn more at ochsner.org/sportsmed. Strike called. It's 0-1.
Go, Trent.
0-1. Kiami took it high. 4 runs home for St. Paul's here in the 6th to grab a 6-0 lead. Count at 1-1. Runner takes off. Pop up right field. Second baseman out. Right fielder's there. Making the catch is Canatella. The inning comes to a close, but St. Paul's bats 9 in the inning, and the Wolves score 4 runs in the inning. They do it on 3 hits without an error, and they strand 2 in the game. St. Paul's has left 6. Let's go to the 7th. Last chance for Holy Cross, trailing St. Paul's 4-0. Excuse me, 6-0. Got the 4 runs there to make it 6-0. And you would think that's more than enough for Kate Anderson, right?
Should be, but if we know anything about Holy Cross, they're not going to stop fighting. I mean, if there's a hallmark of Holy Cross baseball, it's that they're never going to stop playing hard from start to finish of a ball game, and you're going to have to beat them. You're going to have to get all 21 outs. So, you can't relax if you're St. Paul's. You got to stay with that same edge, that same competitiveness you've shown all night, even though you're up to a pretty comfortable lead.
Anderson back to the mound, 90 pitches. Struck out the side last half inning. He's got 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. Now coming up Monday on Crescent City Sports, it's high school bowling, featuring the top 2 boys teams in the New Orleans area, the Jesuit Blue Jays and the Brother Martin Crusaders, live from Colonial Lanes in Harahan. Our coverage begins at 3:30 on Monday. Honey Van Gilden will join me for that live on Crescent City Sports. We cover it all, Danny. Champion
Absolutely.
high school sports.
Soccer, baseball, football, basketball, wrestling, bowling. You gonna do swimming?
We cover it.
That'd be kind of neat. Have to have a good cameraman for that.
Leading off for Holy Cross on top of the 7th, number 9, Colin Q.
Last chance here for the Tigers. Colin Cure is struck out, popped to second. Swings and shoots it to left. Left fielder back. Ball not carrying on this cool night. Makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Winchester puts it away. Anderson 2 outs away from a complete game shutout. And here is Chandler Welch, who's walked and popped out.
Next up, number 21, Chandler Welch.
Welch fouls it to the screen. It's 0-1.
Another turnover forced by the Wolves as Barria pushes it up the field.
No balls and a strike. Anderson kicks and fires. Up, he's still got something on it. It's 1-1. Ball and a strike. And another. Missed the outside edge, pretty close, 2-1. Two balls and a strike. And now 3-1. Anderson seemingly well on his way to his 5th win against no losses. Popped him up. Will be the 2nd out of the inning. First baseman Russo's got it. 1 out away is Anderson as he's ready to deal with Max Licciardi, who's walked and singled.
Well, I tell you what, I wouldn't want to pull St. Paul's in a 3-game series in the playoffs knowing that this is the first guy coming.
First pitch on the way from Anderson. Strike called. It's 0-1.
That might have been one of his better fastballs of the night here in the bottom, top of the 7th.
0-1 the count, and high and away, 1-1. Swinging a pop up right side. Will it stay in play? First baseman over near the screen. He's got it, and this ball game is over. A complete game shutout for Cade Anderson. Lives up to expectations, and how, as he stones Holy Cross as St. Paul's wins it by the score of 6-0 here this evening. Just a marvelous effort by Cade Anderson and the Wolves. Again, the superlatives, you can't say enough about this young man, Cade Anderson, and what he showed us here tonight, and what he's really showed over the course of the season to this point. He's just been terrific. And he showed Holy Cross what he's capable of here tonight, and all the fans that were here tonight and watch it live at CrescentCitySports.com, and will thus see the replay as well, as he pitched a 4-hit shutout in a 6-0 victory here this evening. And Wolves will run out to center field and have their team meeting in happy fashion as they've taken game 1 of this series in very solid fashion. Here are the totals of the game for the Wolves. It was 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 6 men left on base. For the Tigers, it was no runs, 4 hits, no errors, 5 men left on base. Cade Anderson, your winning pitcher, he's 5-0. Losing pitcher Chandler Welch, he's 1-3. Game took just 1 hour and 59 minutes to play. St. Paul's wins it by the score of 6-0. Wolves win their 5th straight game. They go to 11-3. Tigers see a 5-game win streak snap. They drop to 11-4, and the same two teams will hook up at Tiger Park in Gentilly tomorrow. Doubleheader beginning at 4 p.m. They have great lights there now, by the way, and you'll enjoy going to see games at Tiger Park. Danny, this was all about Cade Anderson here this evening.
Yeah, very impressive. Easy to see why LSU took care of getting him on board at a very, very young spot in his high school career, but he is not your normal sophomore left-handed pitcher. He looks like a well-oiled machine up there. You know, the poise that he shows for his age and the pitch, repertoire that he has, really, really impressive. He's going to be a guy to watch. Obviously the rest of this year, 2 more years here at St. Paul's, needs to take care of his arm, and he's got a chance to be really good.
And then the Wolves, offensively, they got Welch to the precipice in the 6th, forced him out. Once they got him out, then they put the game away. They didn't need any more runs, but it took the pressure off of Anderson to go back out there with a 6-run lead.
Well, it shows the quality of the ball club that St. Paul's has, that once they got into the bullpen, the floodgates opened, and that was it. Once they got the starter Welch out, a couple, keys obviously. When you look back at the game, was Lee's ground ball to second base with Russo on third with less than 2 outs to give him the 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and then Spalita with the big 2-out hit. When they put the guy in motion, Schultz breaks to the bag like he has to cover, and Spalita cracks one right where he was at, and that really energized the Wolves through the back part of the game. So just a really good high school baseball team. Look, Holy Cross didn't win this one. This was a good learning experience for Andy Canizaro's club, even despite the final score, and a great win for St. Paul's.
4-hitter. Struck out 6, walked just 2, and I think more than anything, that's the other thing that captured me, is the fact that both of these pitchers showed outstanding command. Welch finally lost contact with the strike zone in the final inning he pitched, but had good command the rest of the night. Anderson had great command all night.
Yeah, Welch he was done. He just ran out of gas at that point. He had that inning that we talked about. I think it might have been the bottom of the 3rd, I want to say, where he was under the gun the entire time and pitched out of it. And St. Paul's wasn't able to tack anything on there, but it taxed him. And that was probably the reason that he kind of ran out of gas, like we said, in the 6th, because of that inning in the middle of the ball game.
Well, again, it's easy to see why LSU would want to get somebody like this committed that early. You try to project, and sometimes it doesn't work. I'd be surprised if this young man is not the correct projection based upon what we witnessed tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's a baseball guy. He's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. He's going to be more polished. He's going to understand the game better. Everything's in front of him. So the biggest thing for him is making sure he protects his arm. You don't want to throw too much. You want to help your club and everything and do what you got to do, but you got to make sure in the summer and the fall and off season that you're doing a good job of protecting your arm and making sure that you don't overthrow and put yourself in a bad spot where overuse comes into play.
So the Wolves win the first game of the 3-game set. Doubleheader tomorrow at Tiger Park. We want to remind you that coming up Monday on Crescent City Sports, it's high school bowling featuring the top 2 boys teams in the New Orleans area, the Jesuit Blue Jays and the Brother Martin Crusaders, live from Colonial Lanes in Harahan. Our coverage begins at 3:30 Monday, live at Crescent City Sports. Final thought here, Danny, about these 2 programs and about what we witnessed here this evening and what to expect from these teams the rest of the way.
Well, I think these are definitely 2 teams to keep an eye on in Division I. I think there's a lot of teams to keep an eye on. I think the playoffs are going to be outstanding this year. There's a lot of teams that could ultimately win the whole thing, depending on who gets hot at the right time. I think these 2 clubs for a regular season game here on a somewhat chilly Friday night in March played with great intensity. You could tell both sides really wanted to win the ball game. It came down to St. Paul's executing offensively. Obviously got a great start from Anderson, but executing offensively earlier in the game and getting some momentum from that. And, Russo's impressive for St. Paul's. The ball jumps off of that kid's bat in a tremendous fashion. Southern Miss has got a heck of a player coming there. And this was just a good high school baseball game. Got away from Holy Cross late, but like I said, this is a game that, if used correctly, the Holy Cross Tigers can definitely build on it. And I'm sure that's what Coach Cannizzaro is talking about with his team right now is, hey, let's learn from this. You're not going to face a much better lefty the rest of the way than what we saw here tonight. So let's flush this one and get ready for our doubleheader on our home field tomorrow.
Well, this was fun, and we knew it would be, coming over here to watch these guys perform here this evening. It was a distinct pleasure to bring it to you. We want to thank Matt Merritt and Chip Merritt for their outstanding work as usual. They always do a great job in making this possible and bringing it to you to highlight high school sports here at CrescentCitySports.com. It's great to have my friend Danny Reed back with us, too.
It was
for
good.
Another year. Great to have you, man.
Good to be at the ballpark.
Always good to be at the ballpark.
A sense of normalcy.
There you go. No doubt. And certainly that was the feeling here tonight. And St. Paul's leaves feeling very happy as the Wolves defeat Holy Cross by the score of 6-0 here this evening. Again, we thank the Merritt brothers for their fine work. Thanks to Danny Room. Thanks to Lenny Van Gilder and crew. Now this is Ken Trahan from Eaton Field in Covington, reminding you that our final score was St. Paul 6, Holy Cross 0. Until Monday with bowling at CrescentCitySports.com, Ken Trahan saying thanks for joining us and be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We are rounding third and heading home. So long.
No. But I think we would have had to switch it to. I think we would have had to switch it to FB after 8 people. I don't know.